Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the laws of vibrational incompatibility. This is an extremely... I almost dropped my phone. Maybe it's to show you guys the beautiful moon above me. But this video is to talk to you guys about the laws of vibrational incompatibility. I have talked about this before, and this is a very interesting topic. And yes, I'm in a lot, and there's many plants around here and many trees and people, which we probably won't be seeing too many people, but this video is very important because if you're a person of light and you want to know what's right, then you want to know what's happening around you, especially when things get kind of strange or weird. Now, and as we get into the seasons, as certain planets do their thing, as certain environments and changes happen, and I did a prediction for January, everything that I said is happening down to a T. If you haven't watched that video, watch the Portal about 111 video in my YouTube channel. It's an extremely interesting video, but what's happening? What's popping? If you're a person of light, you're probably experiencing something around very major right now. You're probably seeing a lot of good things come your way, but it seems like a whole bunch of stuff is just kind of nuts. Like nuts. It's like, what's going on? I'm a good person. You're doing the right thing, and the right thing is coming to you. But you have to keep in mind, the ocean has to be shaken up for the rubies to wash ashore, if you know what I mean. The ocean's in the background too. Ooh, just fields of plant. Which, I think this is called, like, I don't know what the plant's called. It's not relevant to the video, but, like, something seaweed. I forget what it's called. But the thing with vibrational incompatibility, you guys have to be very, very aware of the fact that everything you're doing, if you're just doing good, is working out in your favor. This is specifically to people of God as well, because my channel moves people closer to God. You cannot by any means be a spiritual person on the path of light if you're not talking to God. That's that. There's no sugarcoating it. Every time I talk to people, they're like, well, your advice is harsh, your advice is mean. It's because no one's saying it. Everyone's sugarcoating everything. I'm like, no sugarcoating with me. On my channel, you're getting the accurate truth, and when you apply it to your life, you see accurate changes. So, I mean, I've seen, it's been too much sugarcoating now. Like, I might be a little more fiery in the past few days of what I see going on, but people are sugarcoating things extremely heavily, and it's gross. Sugar's bad for you, okay? Don't sugarcoat anything. Coat it with light and coat it with truth, which, if it's bitter sometimes it's gonna help you a little bit more. But talking about vibrational incompatibility, this basically states that when you're doing things, so you must have goals, you must have things you desire, you must have things you yearn for, dream, aspire for, because if you don't have goals, you're probably going to get into a very a not good state. Humans, and ignore the plane flying over me, but humans are natural beings that create. God made man in his image. I think the plane up there wants to get in the video, but God made man in his image. God is the creator. God creates everything. Everything about what he does is making. He's made other planets. He's made Earth. He's made all these laws. He made the universe. He made all this different, everything that's different around us. So everything has its own laws, its own vibrations to it. Some things are good, some things are bad, because you have to keep in mind when he made things, there's an opposite to everything. He made humans with free will, and some humans go against God. So as above, so below. Same thing with angels and demons. Now, if you're a person on the right track and you're doing everything to be the highest version of yourself, you must set goals for yourself. And as you set goals, the higher the goals, or just the more consistent you are with your goals, the more challenges you'll seem to find. So where was I getting at with God's the creator and he made man in his image? It's that we're supposed to naturally create things by ourselves all the time, or we'll go into a very depressive state, or a state of just no purpose. And think about it like this. I'm going to give you guys an example. Now, summer camp when you were a kid. What happens when, I don't know if this example applies to everyone, but when school is over, when you're a kid, and you go to summer camp, you're still connecting to everyone around you. You're connecting to different factors, you're connecting to events, you're connecting to projects and stuff like that. But you ever had and if you guys hear the music in the background, there's a lot of hotels around here as well, but if you're a kid and you're just disassociated with summer camp, which is just basically constant activities and constant stimulation of the mind and different chakras, then what happens when that does not appear in your life anymore? What happens when you don't do anything? What happens when you fall into a point of disarray? Everything starts getting meaningless. Everything feels without meaning. And that's one of the reasons why sometimes humans do suffer. It's because it gives humans meaning to be able to help ourselves, to be able to know how to help people. So, for example, if you ever gash yourself, like you cut yourself and the cut is healing, but maybe it got something in the cut. Now you're like, why did I have that cut? Why did that happen? It's because you learned how to heal it, and now you're healing other people's cuts and who have the same cut. I hope you guys get the example. It could be anything. My examples are very vague sometimes because they're meant to be vague, okay? But with vibrational incompatibility, so you're creating things for yourself and you're finding that certain things don't fit. Now let's say I'm a little kid, I'm going to summer camp. I can't go to that summer camp anymore. And let's just say, because there's too many factors to everything, but for some reason the summer camp got shut off. Like they're not doing summer camp there anymore. And let's just say you're a good kid, you're on the right track. But you have to keep in mind, are you unlucky now? Is everything just awful because you weren't, it seems like you were incompatible to go back to summer camp? Like now you have to find a different summer camp. Now it's taking you time and effort, and maybe it's costing you some money here and there to look for a new summer camp, and maybe you're not in summer camp for a period of time and it's just a hassle, and you're like, I thought things were working out for me. Like, this is annoying. What's up? Like, why is this happening? Why would God let this happen? It's because there's things you can't see. It's because your vibration, and I'm using summer camp as an example, but you can apply this to 100 different things. Your vibration was in a state where you're doing good and nothing but good. So the people at the summer camp, the actual events at the summer camp, there could have been something you could have not seen. And now that's just not there anymore. That's just flat out not there. That summer camp, God put an end to that summer camp just to make sure you don't get derailed from creating, from whatever your goals were, from just having fun and being human. Let me use another example of a vibrational law of incompatibility. I'm going to use this example for people at the gym. And people at the gym constantly watch my videos. So this probably doesn't apply to many people watching these videos, because I talk to everyone at the gym, and what I have to say, I'll say it on the spot at the gym. For the people who have seen me kind of go off at people at the gym and be like, hey, you're doing this, you're doing all this wrong, and you need to correct yourself because this is creating negative energy within your life. Because I won't do it on the spot. Sometimes I'll pull people to the side, etc. But it's very necessary because I don't sugarcoat anything. If you see someone going downhill, you correct them very quickly. Or you're not a good friend. You're not a good person. Well, or that's just not your route. One of the two, okay? So instead of enabling people, because some of you have friends, some of you have the worst friends and the best friends at the same time. Or family members, or whoever's around you. If you have someone around you who constantly tells you everything you want to hear, you have an enemy. Ooh, ouch. So if you have someone who's constantly just telling you everything you ever want to hear all the time, but you're not getting anywhere and you're not creating any kind of self-development or any kind of new skills within yourself, you don't have a good friend. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm the kind of person, teacher, friend, family member, etc., that tells people what they need to hear to the point where it's shocking, but it wakes people up. Or the people usually run away and come back 3 months later, and they're like, well, so man, I went to all these different psychics and they said that you were correct. Like, they said the man with the stones was telling the truth. I'm like, it took you all these different psychics and you spending thousands and thousands of dollars to get just pointed back to me. Like, that's happened more than once too. But the thing is, vibrational incompatibility states that when things are not on your wavelength, they're going to be removed, or if people are not on your wavelength, they're going to be removed. So sometimes you just see friends move away, you see family members there's nothing wrong, nothing bad is happening, but they're just becoming distant. So you're talking to a family member, maybe that family member used to go out for coffee every single day, but they were telling you exactly what you needed to hear, and now you're getting exactly what you didn't need to hear versus what you did need to hear, and now you're being made distant from them, and it just seems like you're having no friends now versus there's an incompatibility there. So you're going to have more people around you who are going to tell you what you need to hear. I remember a very long time ago, And I always will use the example of I will be that professor or I will be that teacher who will tell you, it's basically slap the ruler against the table and be like, hey, wake up. And you'll always remember that professor. That's the only professor you'll ever remember in college because they were kind of scary. And like, what do you mean wake up? You can't hit the ruler against the table. That's against the rules. But then you actually learn the most from that. Because I remember a very long time ago, and I'm talking about elementary school. I was always a bad kid. And yeah, talking about that, I was a bad kid in elementary school. I've had to be around dark things to be able to teach about how to get rid of dark things. So as a kid, I went to very, very bad schools where all the kids are really bad. And I had a teacher who was supposed to just let things happen, right? That teacher, let's just say, screamed at me to the point where I don't think she would scream at her own kids, but it really woke me up. And it stopped me from so many dark behaviors as a little kid coming from my past life into this life. But I stopped hanging out with a bunch of really bad kids, and that really woke me up because I didn't realize anyone could talk to me like that. That's kind of how I am as a teacher now, and it helps many people. The teacher did that to other people, and they kind of took off, or they switched classes, etc. They'll tell their parents, well, she's mean. The parents will agree, the kids won't listen, etc. Everyone's different, but vibrational incompatibility states that whoever's around you is meant to be around you, but if you're not learning, then the person can be taken away, so you have a harsher lesson. Or even if you're on the right track, and because I see this at the gym all the time. Someone asks me for advice, they gain the courage to ask me for advice and come up to me. I'll give them the advice, they apply it, and things go amazing, and I see that person become a wonderful person. That actually happened to a woman at the gym recently. She started taking my advice, and now I see her shooting upwards. Versus, for example, a guy at the gym just completely thought out, ignored my advice. It's never a slap in the face to me. It's a slap in the person's own face. And I talk to over 100 people at the gym, so no one's gonna know who's who, okay? But that person just went downhill very, very fast. Like, downhill to the point where it's scary. So what was more scary? You being incompatible to hear the truth, or you being incompatible to basically have truth forced just for you to understand? And I did say this month is going to be full of portals, and I did say this month is going to be full of nothing but you guys being forced to learn. I did use a plateau method because that really helps people learn. But just ask God for help and let things be arranged how they need to be arranged, and don't fight any kind of flow. So even for people who are dating in relationships, why do people get together and split up so often? It's because they were vibrationally compatible on a low wavelength or vibrationally compatible on a high wavelength. If that person is doing good and the person that they're dating is doing good as well, that person usually pops back into their life until someone falls off track. Then one person goes down, or two people go down, and they'll go down together, or one will go down on their own. I hope you guys get this universal law. Once you guys start working with universal laws and trying to not break them or not trying to fight them, things do go a lot better. So make the flow. Don't just go with the flow, but understand there's no bad days. There's nothing bad happening if you're a good person. If you're asking God, most importantly, the most important thing is that you're talking to God, and just assume everything's on track. Like, everything's going exactly on how it's supposed to go. Like, that's how it's supposed to go. If you think this is a really bad day, and I've heard people's different stories of, I wish I could have, I don't know whose comment in the comment section it was, but someone fell ill, and that's how they quit smoking, for example. Another example is, because you guys comment it in the comment section, which is really cool. But whenever you think something's not going your way, it is going your way. It's just, you're being raised to a higher compatibility, so that more compatible things are coming towards you. As you get in an airplane, and the airplane goes up into the sky, and it's starting to mess with your ears. But now you're you're very high up, and you're passing things below you, and your ears do adjust, but it wasn't comfortable. That's how it needs to be. So you're flying over all these it would have taken you days to drive, or days to get from here to there, but now you're just basically soaring over everything. That's how it works spiritually. So let things be for you that are for you. If they're not for you, ask God to remove them from you, and He will. But trust that He's doing everything in your favor, because if you're a good person and you're doing nothing but right, you will experience the law of vibrational incompatibility just shake things up. And At that point, people usually give up or kind of flip out. They'll be like, I'm a good person, but I'm just seeing all of this, like, just, this is crazy, I can't take it anymore. The second you say, I can't take it anymore, is usually when it's the closest, and when the most beautiful blessing is coming your way. But just understand, there's no such thing as a bad day. The days that are shaken up are moving you closer to you being the most powerful, most strong, most beautiful, highest, most amazing version of yourself. And at that point, it's going to be hard for anything to knock you off the ledge, unless you knock yourself off the ledge, and you'll just keep going upwards. If you have any questions, guys, ask them in the comment section. I love your comments. I try to read them as much as I possibly can. I make a video every single day, and I make about 8 YouTube shorts, so I'm reading a bunch of comments very often and going around certain comments, but the mean comments I'll go around. If you have any questions, guys, ask them in the comment section. And I don't mention my website. I don't mention my website very often, so floridastoneman.com if you want the gemstones. I have a lot of gemstones, if you guys couldn't tell, because people will watch some of my videos and be like, how do I get a gemstone? And I'm like, oh, great, floridastoneman.com. But if you have any questions, guys, ask them in the comment section. I can talk for 15 more minutes about vibrational incompatibility, such as if you put on a crystal, your vibration just shot up, so everyone around you is just acting weird or strange. It's because your light will shine so brightly that it'll blind things and people. If you have any questions, guys, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.